Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to WCS Challenger as we get into Cass going up against Socke. And we will have them starting things out on Odyssey, as we just had Socke being victorious over his previous Terran. Now he's going to go up against another one, as we do have. Up to the top left-hand corner, it will be Cass, representing Cascade. Up to the top left, and down to the bottom right-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss. It will be Socke. Awesome stuff.
The Terrans are a little bit like roaches, you know, you step on one and then there's always another one that comes out.
Wow.
Just joking, of course.
But not really.
Cass, it's nice to still see him around. He's like one of those old school players that kind of like Socke used to be on top of the European scene and definitely has fallen off a little bit more as of late.
Yeah.
But to still see him compete, it kind of warms my heart, you know, like he's the resilience out of these guys. Another guy actually kind of like that is Bly, who also, like, you know, I don't think Bly has ever really been considered like to be one of the absolute top players in Europe. But he's definitely below, you know, the tier slightly below.
Yeah.
Yet he's still posting results like here and there. He had a top 4, you know, a while back at DreamHack Leipzig. Sometimes he has a deep run in the tournament. He just went to Austin, lost early in the main tournament, took part in the BYOC tournament, and won 1,600 bucks.
Yes, he did.
And guess what? Ladder, he just made the top 8 here with the cutoff, and qualified for the stage 2 here of Challenger. So it's, I guess these guys that have been around forever, they're still they're still trying, and some of them do better than others, with Bly still being fairly relevant.
Well, Bly's an enigma. It's like at the beginning of every expansion, he always rockets up a little bit in terms of, you know, results and things, and then as people figure things out, they catch up with Bly and are able to kind of topple him. So he's definitely one of the quick thinkers of the game and is able to figure things out just a little bit faster than most people when it comes to those emerging metas.
All right, Reaper is going to get in there here from Cass, and usually from Cass you can expect fairly standard play. You know, he likes to take a third base, get a ton of units, get in your face, attack all over the place.
Oh. Ooh. Close.
I think Cass actually won a game not too long ago against Neeb. I was watching Neeb stream, and then he lost to a Barcode Terran. I checked who that was later, and I think that was Cass.
Yep, Cass, always really kind of relevant, you know? It's funny because these two players, we could have seen this same match maybe in 2012, and it would have been no surprise to us. So to say that they've been around for this long is kind of crazy.
Yeah, like what is this? Like Inter Extreme Masters Kiev or something? Like,
yeah.
What's next? The Muslim against White Rise is our next match or what?
I can't wait. That'd be a great one.
The Muslim's playing quite a bit, I think, too.
The Muslim?
Yeah, like he was a little bit more inactive, I think, with the streaming, but I saw him streaming and meching a little bit earlier.
Oh, nice.
Like just before we went live there.
He goes through phases, I think. It feels. I'm like, the Muslim's here, you know, for a few months, then the Muslim disappears, and the Muslim's here for a few months. Kind of does what the Muslim wants, really.
The Muslim does what the Muslim wants.
Yeah.
That means going to India to meditate and find inner peace before coming back and dropping Widow Mines against Protoss. Then that's what he's going to take. Let's do it.
These pros found inner peace. They killed off that Reaper after surrounding it, so that was impressive.
What about this Mothership Core, though, in the main base?
Will she find inner peace?
Well, like, she won't be at home to defend, then.
Yeah, she'll
if Mothership Core recalls, there's only going to be a little bit of energy and not enough for overcharge.
Yeah.
Oh, the Cyclone meets the Oracle, but it's actually the 2 passing ships in the night.
Oh, it didn't do much. This is actually quite a strong push at the front here, with the Widow Mine coming down and the Marines as well.
Oh, the Mothership died before it recalled as well.
Oh no, this is a disaster for Socke if he actually just loses so much.
Oh,
that Widow Mine did some damage to those Marines, but it's not going to be enough at all to kill them off. 5 works have already gone
only
down.
on 1 gate.
Oh my god.
This is game.
Yeah, if that's the only unit he's going to warp in. All these probes now going up against this. That's so much damage. All right then. Well,
don't worry, Socke. I'll give you a hug. This is all my games against Django.
Pack up your bags. We're done here, boys.
Pack up a lunch.
The thing is that he went for the very quick 3rd Nexus again, and cutting those corners of trying to get like extra gateways early and stuff to defend any kind of push, which Lillikinen was not aggressive in his previous games, kind of came back to bite him with 18 worker kills. He'll clean this up now. No, he will not. Never mind. Cass.
What were you thinking?
I don't know, whatever.
That was like a tasteless moment.
No, I know, I don't know. I thought he had more than one stalker, and then I'm like, wait a minute, he only had one gateway. I thought he'd like bottled them up at the back.
He's gonna stabilize here. Actually, 50 supply difference.
Hey, right, I don't cast StarCraft usually, alright? I don't know why I thought that. That was weird.
All right. Very solid game by Cass. Good defense, and Socke, he wanted to get fancy with Mothership harassment.
Yeah.
That just doesn't work against somebody as good as Cass.
Very well done. Very well done.
What's Cass's ranking in ladder?
What's his MMR? Let's see. Why can't I click on him? Give me him.
Yeah, you can.
I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. There we go. I don't know why it didn't work.
Oh, but that's not his main account.
No, it's not, is it?
I will check it.
You'll check his main account. You know. Oh, I see. You're on that website. I mean, you're checking his barcode.
What website?
Blood boil. Just as Socke feels it in himself right now.
He's actually not as high as I thought he would be.
No?
Ranked 27. 6,539 MMR. So there's only 1,000 MMR difference between us. I'm not that impressed.
Only 1,000 MMR between us. Yeah. Okay. What can you tell us about Blood Boil, Todd?
It can be a difficult map for Protoss. That pocket expansion, like I said before, only has one gas. So yeah, Protoss is a race that needs a lot of gas. Wait a second. I'm checking for what match we might do next. I think winner of this against Uthermal sounds pretty good.
That does sound good. Uthermal's waiting at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So it could be the Socke train, but that being said, at the moment, looking at the first game, Cass, looking good to potentially advance on there. We get a good TVT. And then actually, beyond our repeat 2 games just now, we've had a pretty good spread of games. We did anticipate going into a TVZ, but that didn't happen. So, but a TVT would be nice to follow this up. My hair's
I mean, there's going to be
today.
so many days anyway of games that he should even out eventually.
Yeah, we've got
Like, remember the North American last time? He was like TVT galore. Then later on, we ended up having a lot of different matchups.
That's true, we did. We did. Looks like the countdown's begun for Blood Boil.
Not vetoed, interestingly.
No? What do you think they would have gone to in terms of vetoes? That one map that you won 1 game on and then vetoed? What was that?
Why are you calling me out like this?
You won the game and then vetoed it. And then you showed me the construction of the map and I was like, oh yeah, I see why
It's
you
because it's
vetoed
too
it.
hard to wall around the natural.
Yeah, it looks rubbish. I can't remember the name of it. All right, whatever. Let's get in. Cass currently 1 game up to the top left-hand corner in the red. And down to the bottom right, we have Socke in the blue, looking to fight on through.
You know what would be sick? If like some of your building on this map would get jammed and malfunction because there's snow inside. You know, like, kind of like a car in the winter.
I'm sure Marines would appreciate that in their Gauss rifles. I can't shoot anymore! What buildings would
Actually,
get
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, the machine gun are jammed.
Yeah.
When banelings come forward, but then banelings are like frozen. Also, they can't move.
Yeah. If you thought about that, no Marine in this game has ever had their machine gun jam. I guess it's just advanced technology that we can't comprehend because all our machine guns are rubbish.
You know what map I really hope eventually makes the cuts?
What's that?
In this map pool? The map that Total Biscuits tournaments, like SanDisk with the lava rising, you know,
Oh my
the map.
god.
Wouldn't that be the sickest thing?
Yeah. Actually, I had a discussion whilst I was in Seattle about those very maps. Kind of fun style maps. Yeah. Very interesting.
That would be insane, man. Kind of like theme maps.
I would like to see it. Even if just for his fun tournament. Do you remember when Day9 had that tournament where he was the GM, kinda, and he would just like nuke people's bases and stuff whilst he was casting?
Yeah. That was another level
That was not fit for competitive consumption.
of ridiculousness. If I had played in these tournaments, a monitor would have been thrown at Day9, I think.
Molotov.
No, a monitor.
Oh, a monitor.
Yeah. If he landed like an Infernal or something in my base, I would have been like, alright, pause the game, let me get up 1 second.
Sean Plot, it's time to die. So, what can you tell us about this pocket expansion? Do you like it?
Well, like I said, there is only one gas there, so you need to keep that in mind. Like, it's going to be harder to get as much gas-heavy units as you would otherwise. So that encourages taking a third base earlier for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like I said, like in certain matchups, you can skip that. Like especially Zergs, you know, they take the outer base first. They even take the gold base. I've seen Zergs kind of rush the gold base on this map. Looking forward actually to casting the Zergs that already made stage number 2, like those high MMR, you know, the big boys, Nerchio, Cyril, and Snoot
in
in particular, because I think from them we definitely might be seeing stuff like that.
I like watching how the frost goes over the buildings after they're finished up. You see that?
Yeah, you want to zoom in and...
I can't with this. Wait.
You can.
I can, yeah. Watch. When this building completes, we'll come back to it. When the starport completes, and then the frost kind of envelops it. There you go. I knew you'd like that.
Yeah. Envelops.
Yeah.
Takes over.
Takes over. Yeah, you can do that, I suppose. All right, so a bit more of a passive start to the game. Widowmine's going to be on the way. Cass just getting himself that starport finished up. Wait. Here we go. Not frosty, but then. That was my sound of something freezing. Was it good?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
So by the look of things, Socke wants to once again play with the Twilights and a Forge. Oh, actually, no. That was not a Forge, that's a gate next to it. So he's just going to open it with Blink, which I think on this map is pretty good. And then from there decide whether he wants to take a quick third base or not. He still hasn't taken that second gas. On this map, like I said, there's only one on the natural, so you might want to take that earlier unless you want to rush for a very quick third base, in which case gas doesn't really matter at first.
Ooh, 2 Widowmines getting picked up by the medevac and getting good to go. So technically Socke with the blink eventually can try and shut that down a little easier, but it'll just have to be Stalkers bouncing around between the bases while this is going to go down. But he doesn't really have any Stalkers just yet. Thankfully those 3 wall gates are about to get going, as the medevac's going to fly in.
That one adept. It's going to take a long time to kill those these eyes here.
Yeah, poor little guy was trying. Here come the 3 Stalkers, trying to react to where this warp prism, the medevac is going. Or at least go to the rocks. Now spotting that medevac.
Surprise, surprise.
Focus it. Ooh. Alright. Picks up and gets an out. Spreading them across both locations, so if
yeah, it's going to make it harder for that observer to be well placed to defend against both. He's going to drop there where there is no pylon, maybe? No, just gets out.
Cheeky moves. Cheeky.
And that Widowmine's reloading. There's no unit to kill it. Oh, he gets it with the probes.
Why not? All right, so at least
how many gates?
He saw the third base going down. How many gates?
Show me the gates.
1, 2, another one, and another. Okay, just 3.
So 6 gates total. Gonna be the number for now. War Prism starts, so I think Resonating Glaives might be in the books here. Socke is shown that he prioritizes those gateway units in the first place.
It's really hard to see observers on this map. Don't you think? Look at this observer in the middle of the base.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's brutal. Unless it's like over a unit. If it's against the snow, very difficult. Anyway, just a minor thing. Medevac, gonna die. Good cleanup by Socke over towards his third base. His unit count 47 to 48.
Check Socke's vision, actually.
Where are you?
See, you really can't see much.
No, he's...
Like, he has an observer across the map, but I mean, middle of the map, nothing. No observers around his main base.
Yeah, it doesn't see these 2 medevacs to the top.
Yeah, exactly. So
he sees these 2 flying out, but...
Yeah, that's what Cass is counting on, and like 1 pylon in that location on the right-hand side that actually might be unpowered like instantly, even if he overcharges. Like, obviously 2 medevacs worth of units, they can fight that quite easily. Oh, he catches medevacs!
Oh! Whoa! Nice.
What the hell? That's gonna trigger the drop on the other side.
Got to do something with this, Cass. Because you just lost a whole lot. Photon overcharge on towards 1 pylon already. Unloading as quickly as possible. And then trying to dart down to the natural.
This is really bad for Cass, because now Socke is coming back with a ton of Blink Stalkers, and he's going to be able to fight this here in a second. He has to pull some probes away.
Turns around, goes onto the pylon, kills some adepts. Gonna go try and go into the natural base now and get off some of these probes as quickly as possible. But the pylons...
He's gonna get the medivacs. And there's no Widowmine with this to cover.
They're sacrificed.
All of this is gonna die.
Do as much damage as possible, Marines. Kill as many probes as possible. Got the mothership core. Can he get much more? Stalkers weren't reacting quietly in time, so he actually gets more probes than I thought he was gonna. 20 kills.
But at what cost?
Well, actually, I mean, look at the production tab. He's making a lot. Oof. 51 to 52. So he kind of just equalizes the odds in terms of
Cass salvaged
money.
the situation quite nicely, but now Socke is in a position where he has enough units left over that if he goes forward and plays aggressive with his Prism, he could be in a really good position here to just win this game right out.
Yeah.
Especially because of the lack of turrets. As I say that, the turret starts on the left-hand side of the map. Very important, because if the Warp Prism flies through there and starts warping in a ton of depths, this could be the end here for Cass.
Definitely could. The Stalkers are just going to try and reposition themselves on the right-hand side. 2 Widowmines are there.
He didn't repower those gateways on the natural.
Oh, no?
Because they're frozen. He couldn't maybe see. I don't know.
That's what we thought the snow was going to do. Well, these 2 Widowmines...
Come on, Elsa. You can do this.
Ooh.
Literally my worst joke ever.
It's fine. I'll think of something frozen later on. It's all right. I'll top your bad joke.
It's not time to let it go, Socke. Come on. You could have actually used the back door, maybe. I don't know. Still kind of harm on this map.
He can't take this
fight. The observer goes down, so...
Oh my god, that was so much damage.
One thing that you can always expect out of Cass, by the way, is for him to be consistent with his upgrades. And if you look at the production tab, Socke never started any kind of upgrades. Like, only now is he starting 1-1. Whereas Cass is already on the way to +2 infantry, so he's in a great position now in this game. Supply lead, which tells everything, really.
In this position, yeah. Looks really, really good here for Cass. As just macro.
Socke, by the way, like, you might want to saturate that gas on your natural base. You only have one there as well.
Yeah.
And before map makers are watching, they're like, you know what, next time, no gas on that pocket experiment.
Well, you say that, but he's not even taking any gas from his third base either. So he's
Blood Boil Tournament Edition, next map pool.
Just no gas, only minerals, only minerals.
And half the minerals as well.
Only minerals, half the minerals. Everyone's like, well, I guess I'll just play Terran and just make Marines and win. So Cass, gonna move through the middle here. Socke needs to react pretty quickly to this army in the middle, otherwise he's gonna lose some units for free. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, here's the problem with this kind of army here that Socke is going for. The more you wait, the worse it's gonna get. Especially when Cass starts, well, to be honest, it feels like a little bit too late. As soon as Terran has like 80 army plus to 100, especially if they're ahead army supply, you're not supposed to win these fights with just gateway units, mostly gateway units, rather. I guess there is one immortal in there, right? Yeah. But I guess huge chunks of bio plus Widowmines. Unless you're going to be ahead on upgrades, but it's not even going to be the case. It's not even going to be equal. He's going to be behind on his upgrades.
Socke now realized that his mineral to gas ratio was really hurting him in terms of making units, and he has put guys on towards gas on the third as well as the natural. So he's corrected that little mistake here as Cass moving through the middle with a lot of Marauders. And all of this is ground-based army, so this is going to get shredded up if he's not careful. Socke trying to drop down some force fields here as well as Guardian Shield to soak up as much damage as possible. But there's even Liberators here too in conjunction with this army as he can charge on forward, focus down the Immortal as well with those Marauders. He knows that the Immortal's going to pack the most punch, and that will be a ton of Socke's army dying off with Cass just marching forwards to the victory. Still has tons more left, focuses down another Immortal. Overcharges on towards these pylons, but they will make no difference here in this fight as the Marauders stand strong. Cass just bulldozing his way through this frontal position, this frontal defense.
Yeah, just too much supply here for Socke to hold on, and Cass wins 2-0, and he will move on to face Uthermal in the round of 16 up next in a TvT of the ages, and I think we're going to be casting that.
Yes, yes, yes. So that will be our next match coming up by the looks of things here for WCS Challenger Europe Open Cup #1. We are going to go to a short break, and when we are back, hopefully TvT here between Uthermal and Cass.